WICR.
Hello, Iona College. Welcome back to Lights Out Sports. I'm Rob Lincardo here with Armand Matteo. And in the studio right now, yes, guys, he is back, Terrence Taylor, and we are about to talk some NCAA basketball right now. Guys, the March Madness tournament has just been crazy. We have our Final Four coming up this weekend. First of all, what do you guys like about the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16 this past weekend?
The thing I like about the Elite Eight was that each game lived up to the type. They were very close down to the wire, especially the Michigan State-Louisville game. The Michigan State-Louisville game and what was the other game? Arizona was a great game, and then what a great finish in the Notre Dame-Kentucky game. Notre Dame, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game from an underdog to try and beat the best team arguably in the country. So, I mean, it was a great Elite Eight.
Most definitely was. That Kentucky game, I was actually sitting on my couch ready to tweet out, I guess everybody's bracket is done, but they held it in. I mean, we look at them, they just battled on the inside that whole game. Just you see the reach of some of the guys on their team, just overshooting over Notre Dame's players, but I mean, 2-point win. I mean, yes, you know, a close game, but Kentucky missed a lot of free throws in this game, missed a decent amount, but they need. This is a game that I think Kentucky kind of sat back on, I feel, after blowing out West Virginia. And you go into this season, I mean, you go into this game, and you can't play with that mentality, oh, we just blew out a team, we held them to 18 points in the first half. You got to continue playing hard. And, I mean, this is the wake-up call right here. Now, you have Wisconsin coming up. Now, Wisconsin gave a great battle versus Arizona.
Yeah.
And, I mean, for Kentucky, it's now going to be hard going down the stretch. It really is. I see Wisconsin giving them a run, and I think Duke is going to end up beating them in the national championship.
No. So you think Duke is going to beat Michigan State?
Yes.
And it's going to be Kentucky versus Duke?
Yes.
I say Kentucky versus Duke, and I'm going for Kentucky in this game.
What's your reason for taking Kentucky?
For Kentucky, like this starting five are all just big. If you actually look at it, you got Willie Cauley-Stein and Carl Thomas, both 7 feet tall. You got the Harrison twins, both listed at 6'6", and then you have your point guard Tyler Eulis, who's only 5'8", but he gets the job done though. And like Kentucky's bigs is tremendous. Like I give it to Duke though with Jahlil Okafor. Like that would be a great matchup between Okafor and Carl Thomas because they're both projected as #1 picks. So you really just want to see the two bigs go at each other and prove who can really step up to the plate and make the better impact for the team right now.
But you really think that size is just a matter? I mean, we look at what Notre Dame did. Notre Dame kept driving on them. They were dunking the ball.
Yeah, so, a couple putbacks.
With Notre Dame though, there was 3 players though that actually scored over 15 points though. For Kentucky, their most points was by Karl Anthony Towns, who had 25. The second most was Devin Booker, who only had 10.
I mean, though,
but the fact that they still put out with that window, like, it's actually incredible.
I mean, it's gonna be a tough game. I'm sticking with Duke though. I think Okafor has just been having a great tournament so far. I mean, Kentucky, yeah, I would give it to them.
Yeah, but Brendan Dawson's gonna hold him down.
You think so?
Yeah, I love the way Dawson plays. He's a banger down low. I mean, he crashes the board, box out. He's really physical. I think Dawson's definitely a first-round pick in the NBA, easily.
That whole Kentucky team is first-round picks, especially when you have 9 All-Americans on your team.
Well, right now, the Harrison twins aren't really looking to enter the draft right now. I think they're like waiting towards, they're actually smart though, waiting, maybe junior or senior year to improve their game and actually become, the 2 biggest players for their team and enter the draft. That's actually kind of smart instead of, just jumping right into the NBA when you're not ready. Like Austin Rivers did for Duke. He clearly wasn't ready.
That's Rob's boy now.
Jump right into the NBA.
Watch your words there.
That's not smart. So it's actually smart that the Harrison twins are choosing to wait instead of, just going right into the NBA.
And you know what? Changing subject right now, you bring up that great point. Now, do you feel college basketball players should be staying 4 years in college?
I think at least 3.
Yeah, I think it's smart to at least say 3. Develop your game more.
I mean, I wish 4. Now, put it this way. Look at Kentucky's old team with Anthony Davis. You had Teague on that team. Now, imagine those guys will all stick together. That could have been 4 straight championships right there.
Oh, easily.
You put this Kentucky team together, I'll give it maybe 2 championships together. I mean, think of it like what you could do in college. Dynasties could be built in college, but everybody's all about that money. And then there's players, you know what? There's players like Austin Rivers not panning out, but they're making money. And then there's players who don't pan out whatsoever. Look at Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown was a guy who really didn't pan out too well. I mean, he made his money. But you look at it, let's say you don't pan out too well in the NBA. You don't get a career there. Well, I mean, yeah, you have your option to play overseas, but what's your backup after that? Like, what if you didn't get a degree in college and stuff? And that's one thing that always worries me when it comes to college basketball. I feel they should stick to school, get a degree, because you know what? In the end of the day, when you retire, yeah, you're going to have a lot of money, but you want to do more in your life. And that's one thing I wish these college basketball players would do, because I feel some of them that just go into the draft, I hate it. I just don't enjoy it. I think it's like boring when somebody just goes, oh, I'm in the draft after 1 year. That's not what college basketball is for. College basketball is to improve you for the NBA, and some of these players I feel still haven't improved that greatly.
Well, I mean, like okay, so for instance, how many years was Damian Lillard in college?
1 or 2 maybe, I believe.
1 or 2 years, right? And he panned out to be this all-star. So in a way, going to the NBA actually helps develop your game even more, because you're getting advice by these NBA players who are helping you become a better player.
I know, but I think Rob's saying it from an education purpose.
Yeah, for education purpose too. That's another thing about the NBA.
Because if you don't make it in the NBA, you're not gonna you didn't finish schooling, you didn't graduate, so you don't have a degree in anything. So
well, unfortunately, for when you enter the NBA, as soon as you're done, you end up becoming a sports commentator.
Yeah, but not all. Only the better players become sport commentators. They have to have
commentators.
I don't know how Kenny Smith became a commentator. He wasn't really good in the NBA. He was an average basketball player.
Chris Webber.
At least Charles Barkley. Yeah, but Chris Webber was an all-star. I mean, he was a good player. Charles Barkley, I mean, Hall of Famer, but Kenny Smith, how is he a commentator?
What's wrong with Kenny?
How is he one of the highest paid?
The thing is, though, when you actually watch, inside the NBA, he's actually one of the best commentators there too. Charles Barkley,
I understand that, but most of them, I'm trying to say, had an effect on the game. Reggie Miller is a commentator. He was one of the best shooters in his. Like, only the good basketball players become, besides Kenny Smith, the good ones become commentators.
Mark Jackson, you think was a really good ball player?
Well, wasn't the
I think Mark Jackson's better than Kenny Smith, because at least Mark Jackson was a great passer. I mean, he's up there in assists, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up there.
So
maybe it's just the fact that the point guards just know more about the game.
I mean, the thing.
It's all about connections.
I want to see, like, put it this way. Imagine Tim Duncan didn't stay in college that long, the way he did at Wake Forest. Go back.
Same thing with Vince Carter.
Go back, Michael Jordan.
He stayed 3 years.
Imagine Michael didn't stay back in that day, how long he stayed. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. So, I mean, you got to look at it from the perspective of what's going to be done over time. What's going to be able to get these guys ready.
Well, if you think about it, the guys that come out of high school, they're not good besides LeBron James.
Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard.
Yeah, but Kobe Bryant wasn't good his first year in the NBA.
Yeah, he wasn't good his first year, but still,
he became good was he good his second year? He made the All-Star team off the bench, right?
The All-Star team off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he became really good once Shaquille.
But even I don't think Kevin Garnett wasn't good his rookie year.
No, KG put up decent numbers though. KG.
But it wasn't like LeBron. Like right when he came in out of high school, LeBron was averaging 25 and 5.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't an all-star, but he had great rookie numbers. He didn't start slow like McGrady and Kobe.
You know what? Look at a guy like Carmelo Anthony. I mean, yes.
Well, he went 1 year, right?
Yeah, he went 1 year to Syracuse.
Don't get me wrong, he's a great ball player, but I feel what did he really learn playing college basketball? He learned playing the one-sided game.
I was about to say, what he didn't learn is he didn't learn team-oriented basketball.
I was gonna say he learned how to just shoot.
That's why I like systems like Coach K. I like how they build players over time. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Coach K has players. Kyrie Irving's one who left right away. But he's had players like Christian Laettner, Grant Hill.
Christian Laettner.
Oh.
I hate Christian Laettner.
But I feel that college is important, that these guys should attend at least 3 years of college.
Well, I feel like in college, I feel like coaching has a bigger role than it does in the NBA, because when you get in the NBA, everyone's got an ego. You know what I mean? Everyone's gonna try and think that they're hot stuff, walking around like they're not good when it comes to criticism and orders. College, you know, you're not getting paid. You're playing to win because you love the game. So I think in college it has to do more with coaching and learning the game more than in the NBA.
And that's also why
that's where you start in college.
That's also why college players are talking about, should we start getting paid to play basketball?
No, you shouldn't. Because then what's the point of the professionals?
Exactly. So what's the point in being in the professionals then?
Yeah.
You want to make millions.
We're gonna have 2 MBAs.
Exactly. You want to make millions. You gotta prove yourself. Get drafted.
Yeah, exactly.
Even overseas though, there's a guy, Emmanuel Mood, can't pronounce his last name, plays for the Congo. He's projected as the 3rd pick, a point guard. No one, have you heard of him?
Yeah, I don't know how they find these international players and how they could compare them to like the college players.
Yeah, he's an African ball player.
That's just great.
Look at the kid from Utah.
It's just great scouting, I guess.
Dante Exum from Australia.
Dante Exum, let's talk. He's been a bust.
He was.
They acted like he was like the next Chris Paul.
Yeah, they actually made him like the most overhyped person in that draft, actually, from Australia.
Yeah, they acted like he was the real deal, man.
And it's hard. I'm like, how do you guys, how you just, look at this player from Australia and compare him to college players? It's completely different.
And all right, going back to the college basketball tournament. I want to know what's your guys' predictions for this Saturday in the Final Four. Who are you taking?
Obviously, I'm going Kentucky.
Oh, come on.
You already know I'm going Kentucky.
Come on.
Rob, you always got to go.
You got to go for the underdogs once in a while.
No.
I mean, I like Kentucky too, but if you're going to talk about Wisconsin, when Wisconsin played Arizona in the first game, they only made 2 3-pointers and they struggled from the 3-point line, and they played really efficiently, like scoring. They shot like 79% from the field. They were unbelievable. And then the second half came around, and what the difference was, at the first half it was a nail biter, and then the second half came around, they went 10 of 12 from the 3-point line. So I think that the 3-ball is definitely a powerful weapon, especially in college basketball. Because if you're working the ball around with those long shot clock, 35 seconds, and Kentucky, I feel like is better inside than they are from the 3.
They're good from the 3 too.
They're good from the 3 too.
We was watching the game at your house. Aaron Harrison hit that big.
Yeah,
3.
that wasn't a 3. That was a 4.
Okay, he hit a 4 though, but that was
a long one.
Exactly, but that was a great play. That was actually very crucial to that.
I'm just saying, I feel like Wisconsin.
They live and die by the 3-point line.
Exactly,
really.
that's what I'm saying.
The tallest player, Frank Kaminsky, he shoots 3s.
That's what I'm saying. He could take towns out of the paint.
But the thing is about that though is like,
yeah, you live or die. Exactly.
He's not a good defender, and he's not a good rebounder either though. But you don't have to have Karl Anthony Towns on him. You could have like Willie Cauley-Stein on him. He can expand his game because he's very lengthy. Like they compare him to like a Chris Anderson type.
I'm just saying, if Wisconsin turns this into an offensive game and they hit it from the 3, they could possibly upset Kentucky. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but that'd be the only way. But I'm gonna go with Kentucky, but it's gonna be a good game.
So
I'm staying Kentucky.
Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna stick with them, but I think that Notre Dame kind of showed a weakness in Kentucky that you could drive inside, and coming in with Wisconsin now. You kind of have the advantage. Not only do you have 3-point shooting, but you got to find the way. Now we got to find a way to attack them, switch it back to our type of Wisconsin ball playing. And now if we get them to go move on the inside, the 3's going to be open every time.
Yeah. And that's what they did to Arizona. They went from a highly effective shooting team in the first half, only hitting 2 threes, not even shooting that many threes, and then turning up in the second half a whole different identity.
Yeah.
Which, catches the defense off balance. Because you're going into the half thinking, oh, they can't shoot. They're just going to kill us from inside, guard the paint. And then the second half, they just do a 360, shoot 3s,
Yeah.
That's good basketball. That's good coaching.
And now, with the other game, Michigan State Duke, is this the end for the Cinderella story? I mean, we've seen so many Cinderella teams in the NCAA tournament. I mean, a team like Davidson, who went to the Elite Eight, got knocked out. We've seen teams like VCU have magnificent runs, Wichita State. I mean, is this the end for Tom Izzo and his boys? I mean, they've been playing hot. The momentum's just been on their side this whole tournament. And we look at them. They beat Virginia. They've really worked as a unit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mike Krzyzewski has a great team in Duke. Always will. Always has. And Jahlil Okafor is going to give them a run for their money. Potentially the number 1 pick in this coming draft. I mean, do you think they're going to give him a run for his money in this game?
Oh, definitely. I'm going with Duke over Michigan State. No offense though, because I love players on Michigan State. Trice and Valentine that can obviously shoot the three well. But for Duke though, like you got the number one prospect Jahlil Okafor, and then you have your senior captain Quinn Cook.
Yeah.
I love Quinn Cook as a player. Seriously, I like how he expanded his game. He was coming off the bench a few years ago for Austin Rivers, which is kind of surprising. Seeing how Austin Rivers only had that one shot in his whole career, which is why he got drafted.
It was a key shot.
It was a key shot. But still,
Kevin Hart would say that.
But still, I love that Duke team though.
Yeah.
And their point guard too. I just have to go with Duke.
I'm gonna go with Duke too. I mean, I thought Michigan State. I knew they were gonna do this good and go this far. I had Duke being upset because I thought they were gonna be like the Duke from a couple years ago when they lost to Lehigh.
When they lost the first round.
Not the first round, but I thought they were gonna lose in the second round to like SF Austin. I actually had them being upset by, maybe it was the third round. I don't remember. But I had them being upset. And they proved me wrong. I mean, they showed that they're an elite team. Like I thought they were gonna, come into the postseason play in the tournament, and they were gonna screw up as they've done recently in the last couple of years. But right now they're hot, they're moving, and Michigan State, unfortunately, it's over for them.
Sorry, Magic.
Don't say that to Magic Johnson. He might go after you.
Sorry, Magic.
I mean, then we go to our national championship game. We all three of us have the same picks. I'm going with Duke in this one. I'm sorry. Yeah. They're going to beat Kentucky.
I'm going Kentucky. Kentucky, they're not losing this year.
Jahlil Okafor is going to end they are going to see 39-1. They ain't seeing 40.
But you got to think about it. This Kentucky team is big, though. No offense to Duke, but this Kentucky team is big. Like, who you gonna have on the Harrison twins? Quinn Cook, he's not 6'6". I mean, he's a respectable 6'4", though.
Yeah, but Quinn Cook's gonna hit the game-winning shot.
Quinn Cook's gonna hit the game-winning shot.
Kentucky's gonna go 39-1, Terrence. What do you guys say about that, Terrence?
They're gonna go 39-0. Kentucky's not losing this year.
You really see them shutting down Jahlil?
I'm telling you, we're gonna witness history. Kentucky never lost. We're gonna witness history.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I want to see.
Yeah, we're gonna witness the history of a team.
We're gonna witness a team never losing the game.
Witness history.
We're gonna witness history.
All right, so that was our college basketball segment. When we come back, guys, we'll be talking NBA. Patrick Beverley going down with a wrist injury to end his season. We'll be right back after these commercials.
You're listening to WI.